Josh here, and this is a review of Gankutsuou, The Count of Monte Cristo, Volume 2. I won't bother recapping the story, as this is Volume 2 of the series, and frankly, you probably shouldn't be listening to this if you haven't listened to my previous review, have seen the anime, read the manga already, and whatnot. So, let's get straight to business. First off, the story is, like I mentioned in the review prior, is much more of a companion to the anime than a faithful retelling, because it does change things, per se, and it also adds a lot of different things we didn't see before. Without spoiling too much, this entire volume is almost solely focused on the degradation of the Villefort family, and it really adds a lot of new things to it. Madame Villefort gets a huge amount of more backstory with the Count, making her decisions much more obvious and has greater motivations for what she does. As well, Villefort gets more backstory with his father, and there is a different villain that pops in. Yes, Marquis de Cavalcante, for those that have seen the anime, does not appear. Instead, Madame Crémieux, which is... oh, I won't spoil it. But needless to say, in reference to that, there is a lot more supernatural aspects to this volume than there was in either the series or the previous manga. And I think they work, in all honesty. This volume features quite a bit more of Gankutsuou himself, which is interesting, as the anime largely skimmed over him. And I'm actually really looking forward to perhaps more explanation on Gankutsuou. However, this series is supposedly 3 volumes. I'm really hoping it's more than that, because I don't see how the fuck they're gonna wrap it all up in the next volume. But either way, I'm definitely looking forward to reading, because this was really well-paced story-wise. If you've read the anime, parts of it do feel massively condensed, but if you're reading this the first time, it's not much of a problem. However, if you're reading this for the first time, I'd probably advise watching the anime first. But if you have watched this and you're thinking to yourself, oh, why should I read this, if it's just condensed? It's because they do add those new events. And it does have sporadic artistic genius. The chapter header pages, the full page spreads, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful designs, beautiful characters, just an incredible showcase. And the more detailed panels also are very, very good drawings. However, a lot of the manga is this kind of almost shoddy, quickly sketched character, or quickly sketched style, which I don't really like, and I don't think really fits this material at all. But that was a problem with the first volume. It's more remedied here, because there is much more detail in most of the scenes here. But it is something you're going to have to get used to either way. As well, there is, amusingly enough, more backstory on Bertuccio and his brother, and his brother, quote unquote. And Albert is almost entirely excluded from this volume, which is it's an interesting choice. It really is taking the focus off of Albert, and I actually like that because this is more of a companion piece. We already know what happens with Albert. We don't need to see it again, though. At the end, we do get a supplement, which is a prequel to the entire series, showing how the trip to Luna came to be, which is also very interesting to read. Now, the characters are fairly well developed for what they are. Like I said, this entire volume focuses on the Villeforts, and if this series is like 4 or 5 volumes, I think it'll be really, really good in its own right. At the moment, it's still a companion piece, and General Morcerf and Danglars are kind of in the background. You don't really see them. The Danglars horse incident, if you've read the manga, is still here, but outside of that, you barely even see Morcerf in a panel and Danglars in another. But that's no problem, because the Villefort storyline is more interesting than you would think it would be, and the new changes to it make it exciting to read, because even I did not know what was going to happen. So if you really like Gankutsuou, The Count of Monte Cristo, the anime, the manga is a definite must-buy. It is absolutely gorgeous at times, and is really fascinating to read. Still contains the higher class that you will not find in a lot of anime and manga. And if you're reading this for the first time, this is definitely a volume worth picking up again. The next one is coming out in August. They already have the cover up. Looks pretty sweet. Can't wait to get it. This is definitely recommended.